Stored, cataloged, and arranged systematically for study of professionals and amateurs from many walks of life. Moreover, a collection like this is a vital reference when you need to identify a plant and also serves to fix forever the identity of thousands of plant names. A herbarium is a cross between a museum of priceless artifacts and a warehouse of birth certificates for plants and acts as a source of information about plants, where they are found, what chemicals they have in them, when they flower, what they look like. Preserved plant specimens can be used to provide samples of DNA to validate scientific observations. A herbarium is therefore an immense practical use and of fundamental importance to science. Later on, you will meet my friends, which will be called the curators. So the curator of a herbarium is responsible for its long-term care, maintenance, and development. Many of the plants in the Q herbarium were collected hundreds of years ago, but we're lucky enough that we will be collecting our own plants today. So if you're still interested in how to make a herbarium, just keep on watching. Now, it's been a long time since I did a sit-in video with you guys, and before I create a herbarium with my friends, the curators, of course, I will be looking for credible sources and a step-by-step process on how to create this herbarium for you guys to follow. And I found one from www.therhs.org.uk. And take note, what I love about this source is that it has all the materials properly labeled, all the very elaborate step-by-step process, and we're gonna break it down to 9. So yes, if you may ask, my 9 friends are also botany geeks, and you can follow them and like their Facebook page and YouTube account. Subscribe to your YouTube account later when you meet them. Now, the step-by-step process are as follows. The first thing you're gonna do is collecting. Second, describing. Third is pressing. Fourth is still pressing. Fifth is still pressing. Sixth is still pressing. 7 and 8 is both mounting. And last but not least, number 9 is storage and conservation. Take note that a lot of these steps are mostly the same thing, but our curators will later on describe it to you in a different manner because each step has its own significant importance, which is why we don't leave them all in one step. Got it? Now, if you do, I can't wait for you to meet my friends, starting with Ryan Bawasanta, the curator for collecting.
So the number 1 step is collecting. So we are going to talk about the step number 1, which is collecting in an herbarium or making an herbarium. You should select a typical plant which will supplement your project, which is your herbarium. And take note that you should have 1 or 2 extra plants, specimens specifically, so that it could supplement your project, because we don't know whether the plant that we're going to use or the first option that we're going to use is enough or is okay in making your herbarium. Next is ensure that the plant is healthy. So in order for you to ensure that the plant is healthy, you should inspect it while it is still in its natural habitat. Inspect the leaves, inspect the flower, the petals, the whole plant or the whole parts of the plant in case if there's any insect bites or any damage, so that you could make or get another specimen which is healthy enough to be used in making an herbarium. One thing that you should consider also in collecting is not only the physical plant itself. You should also collect data or information regarding that plant that you have collected. Number 1 is you should know where did you get it. So you should list on your extra paper or notepad the things that or the location where did you get that specific plant. For example, I have already experienced making an herbarium, so I know the small details regarding it. Um, you should know the specific location of the plant that you or the specimen that you're going to use. We used a specific gadget that has a GPS tracker on it, or GPS location, something that could locate the altitude level, the temperature, and other things that is scientifically and talks about technicalities regarding locating something. Also, you should need to get a photograph of the natural habitat of the plant that you're going to use in herbarium, because I don't know, it is just listed in the reminders. I think it supplements the information or data that you should also be, or that you should also need in making or in compiling data regarding the plant that you have used. And lastly, a reminder, you should not get a sample in a wet or in any wet environment, because it affects the plant itself. So it is nice to get a plant or a specimen in a dry or tropical climate environment, just like here in the Philippines. So if it's raining, if it's pouring cats and dogs, it's a no-no to collect a specimen.
Describing. When collecting, record the following. First, name of the plant. Second, date of the collection. Third, the collectors. Fourth, the site of the collection. And lastly, fifth, the original site of the plant. Note, other details may be lost by pressing. It consists of, first, the overall size. Second, habit and form. Third, the leaf and the flower scent. And lastly, record the color using the RH color chart. Thank you guys, that's all. Hope you learned something from me. Again, my name is Ralph Raymond G. Samson. Bye!
Hey guys, after collecting and describing the plant that will be used in our herbarium, and after recording its name, date, site of collection, the collector, and other needed information, we will do now the pressing. The materials that we're gonna use in pressing are the following: plywood, corrugated card, and blank paper. First step, we'll remove soil from around the materials. Then cut the plywood to the same size as the drying paper and use this as a pressing. Place some corrugated card on one board and then place two blotting paper on top of this. After that is arrange your plant material on blotting paper retaining the character of the plant. Lastly, remove the leaves, flowers of the congested specimens to reduce the bulk without losing the character of the plant. And then do the next procedure.
The fourth step is very simple. You just have to cover the sample with blotting paper and corrugated card respectively with both fleshy and bulky specimens. Add a sheet of foam between the blotting paper and corrugated card. Any absorbent fabric may be useful in drawing out moisture. Place it on top of the material with a thin sheet of paper between the plant material and the fabric to prevent from sticking.
Pressing. Remove the soil around the materials and use a press with the use of plywood cut in the same size as the drying paper. Then place two sheets of blotting paper on top of it. Arrange your plant material on the blotting paper and remove the excess leaves and flowers to remove the bulk contained without losing the character of the plant.
Step 6. Pressing. Inspect the material 24 hours later. Replace the corrugated card and top layer of blotting paper with dry card. This is your last chance to rearrange any material while the plant material is still moist and pliable. Depending on the plants being pressed and the drying conditions,
A dry specimen will be ready in anything from 2 to 3 weeks to 2 to 3 days.
So once the specimen have been dried and pressed, the next step will be mounting, where you will display the specimen and its data in the most clear possible way. The specimen will be attached on a mounting paper and it will be preserved in that way. The mounting paper that you will use is a good quality A4 paper, preferably acid-free like this one, or you can use a good white or cream cartridge paper, usually 100% rag or chemical wood pulp.
Hey guys, I'm back. Now for step number 8 and 9, of course, yours truly, I will be doing it. Now for step number 8, all you need to do is mounting. Now in order for you to attach the specimen to the paper, you will need a combination of a neutral pH PVA adhesive and a gummed linen hanging tape. Now please don't forget to include these important details. You will need to indicate the following: the plant name, author, description, location, collector's name, the specific date, time, all those things, and many other important details. Come on, I'll show you how. Now take a look at this first sample. It will teach you how to label properly a herbarium. And please also take a look at this. Of course, the label is placed at the bottom right-hand corner of the herbarium. Now that we're done with the mounting part, let's head on to the storage and conservation part, which is also our last step in creating a herbarium. Now for this part, it's pretty simple. All you need is your trusty refrigerator and a sealed plastic bag. Have to place it inside the sealed plastic bag. Now make sure to put your sealed plastic bag inside the freezer and freeze it for up to 72 hours. Freezing is the only way in order to combat pests. The most common pest for these herbarium specimens is the biscuit beetle. Let's see how our specimen is doing. Still good. Now, did you know that regular freezing every 6 months will also improve the shelf life of your herbarium specimen? So make sure, to all our curators out there who's watching the Botany Girls, please do freeze your herbarium specimens every 6 months. And that's basically it. After that, just mount your specimen and preserve and conserve. Oh, how was it? Did you learn a lot from today's video? Well, if you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and make sure to like this video if you want to see more of the Botany Girl. And I can't wait for you to create your own herbarium. Please make sure to post your creations and use the hashtag #TheBotanyGirl if you want me to see and evaluate your own herbarium. Till next time, thank you!